first hatchling burst from the smoke, screaming, its tiny jaws snapping as fire spilled wildly across the market square. People died before they even understood what was happening. Stalls burned, horses broke loose, and soldiers shouted orders that vanished beneath the chaos. 3 wild dragon hatchlings, no larger than wolves but faster than fear itself, tore through the city like living sparks. They bit, burned, and fled, driven by hunger and terror, leaving scorched stone and bodies behind them. And in the middle of it all stood Ren. Ren was not a soldier. He was not a hero. He was thin, limping slightly on a leg that had never healed properly after the mines collapsed years ago. His clothes were patched, his hands rough from hauling crates at the docks. People knew him as the quiet one who ate alone, who spoke little, who survived by staying unnoticed. He was carrying his lunch, a small cloth bundle with bread, dried meat, and a bit of cheese. All he could afford, all he had. When the hatchling leaped at him, Ren did not run. He froze. The dragon skidded to a stop inches from his chest, smoke puffing from its nostrils. Its scales were cracked and bleeding, one wing dragged uselessly. Its eyes were wide, wild, young, and hungry. Ren slowly lowered himself to the ground, heart pounding so hard it hurt. The world burned around them. He unwrapped his lunch with shaking hands. "I'm not food," he whispered. "But this is." He pushed the bread forward. The hatchling stared. Then it sniffed. Fire sputtered from its mouth as it tore into the bread instead of Ren. Everything stopped. The other 2 hatchlings froze. Mid-attack heads snapped toward the sound of tearing crust. Smoke drifted. Screams faded into stunned silence. Ren sat there, offering the rest of his food, while 3 monsters, creatures everyone feared, stared at him like starving children. Soldiers raised their spears. "Kill them now!" the captain shouted. The hatchling in front of Ren screamed, spreading its wings and placing its body between the spears and the human. Ren looked up, voice breaking. "They're just hungry." The captain laughed. "So are wolves." A spear flew. Ren moved without thinking. He threw himself forward, shielding the hatchling. The spear cut his shoulder instead, pain blooming hot and wet. He did not scream. He only held the dragon tighter as fire flared dangerously close to his face. That was the moment the city changed. The hatchlings roared together, not in rage, but in grief. The ground shook as a shadow fell over the square. Their mother arrived. She was enormous, scarred, one eye blind and white, her wings torn by ballista bolts still embedded in bone. Chains hung broken from her neck. She landed hard, fire rippling along her wounded body, and everyone understood. They had already lost. The soldiers panicked. The king's banner burned. Ren lay bleeding, clutching the hatchling who would not leave him. The great dragon lowered her head. One massive eye studied the human who smelled of blood and bread instead of fear. "Why?" Her voice echoed in every mind. "Did you feed what your kind hunts?" Ren swallowed because someone had to. The dragon's breath shook. The soldiers attacked. Fire met steel. Stone shattered. Ren felt the world slipping away as blood soaked his sleeve. The hatchling pressed its head to his chest, crying just before darkness took him. Ren heard the dragon's voice again, softer now. "Hold on, small human." He woke in chains, stone walls, iron bars. His shoulder burned with fever. The hatchlings were gone. The dragon's roar echoed far above, shaking the city for days until silence returned. The king came personally. "You caused this," he said calmly. "You made monsters hesitate." Ren laughed weakly. "They were never monsters." The king leaned closer. "You will be executed at dawn. The dragon will be hunted. Order will be restored." That night, Ren cried for the first time in years. At dawn, as the blade was raised, the sky darkened. The dragon returned, flying low and slow, wounds reopened, blood raining down. She landed before the scaffold, wings shaking. The crowd screamed. The king shouted orders. The dragon spoke one last time. "You taught my children mercy," she said. "So I will teach yours memory." She lowered her head and breathed fire around the scaffold, melting chains without burning flesh. Ren collapsed as the hatchling scrambled to him, licking his face with warm, clumsy affection. The dragon turned away, wings failing, and fell beyond the walls, crashing into the sea below. Silence followed. Ren survived. The city never hunted dragons again. Years later, when hatchlings nested near human roads, food was left instead of weapons. Because once, In the middle of fire and fear, a broken man shared his lunch, and the world remembered. Please follow my channel for more videos. One click from you can change my life.